Got a Technics SL1400 Mark II in for service. The complaint on this one is that automatic is not functional. So we're going to check it out and see what the problem with this one is. So I got a record player this time to work on. This is a Technics SL1400 Mark II. Complaint is it does not stop at the end of the record. So let's see if it's going to do anything. Doesn't look like it's doing anything, does it? I think this is supposed to automatically. It's not supposed to. Maybe this doesn't auto start. I thought this was automatic. It says direct drive automatic, so it's not moving. It's not moving the tone arm. Oh, I didn't do it right, did it? We'll let this thing stop. And we'll try it again. The complaint on it was it's not picking up at the end. Obviously it has a problem. Let's see what's wrong with this one. So first I'll remove the actual platter just so that it doesn't become damaged, because this is the magnet for the platter is actually on here. This is like the SL1200 and like the SLM1, just the magnets for the stator is here. It's stationary, and then it actually spins the magnet, and there's a frequency generator on here which is used to determine the speed. And there's a little pickup head right over there that picks up the signal generated by the slots in this frequency generator. We're going to put the platter where it won't get damaged. I just don't want it falling off when I turn the unit upside down to access the mechanism down below. A couple screws in the base to remove the main base ring, and then we got to remove these screws as well so that I can remove the base of the unit to get to everything that needs to be serviced. Okay, there's the tone arm assembly. We have to look under here to see where the problem is. And part of the problem with this is that the dampening arm is sticking, which is this spring right here. It was sticking, I just moved it. I'm going to unplug the tone arm from the rest of the unit so that I can work on it. Remove the ground screw here. That way I can remove this from the rest of the unit to inspect it and see why it's sticking. Okay, I can see where the problem is. This lever is broken. There's a black lever here and it's split right down here. There's a crack right down there in the middle of this gear, or this lever. Okay, so there's the gear. There's the mechanism out. Gonna pop this E-clip apart. Have springs flying everywhere. There's the gear, there's the lever that's broken right here. I think on this one we're going to have to bite the bullet and find a replacement lever, because this one's broken and I don't think it can be saved. So I'm just going to throw this back together and get a hold of the guy that owns it and let him know that that lever is going to have to be sourced somewhere, and see if first of all I can find the lever and get it ordered in. I'll throw this all back together now. Fits into a little pin there. So back together it goes. I mean, I don't know. The fellow might just opt to get himself a cheap turntable. Who knows? I don't know what he wants to spend on this thing, but to tear this whole tone arm apart to change that lever out is not going to be easy, because the whole tone arm needs to be taken apart to do it. So a fellow that owns it may not want to spend the money. But I guess we'll find out. But I'll put it together for now. We know where the fault is. It's just this lever here is broken underneath here, and when you try to, that's why it's not lifting up the. That's why it's not lifting up the tone arm. Like even when you push the cueing arm up, this is not moving up. Just going to put the entire unit back together, because it can still be operated like this until the parts are replaced on it. This being a composite type material, you don't want to use a powered screwdriver to put these screws in, because they'll strip out real easy. So yeah, put them in with a minimum amount of torque. Turn the screws backwards initially to allow them to seat and thread, and turn them down until they just seat. Same with the base. Alright, now I can throw the platter back on, put on the platter mat and cartridge, and test the unit, make sure it plays, and then you can use it as a manual turntable until we can find a part for it. When it gets to the end here, it should not try to pick up, because I got the auto return turned off. There, that's what we want. Otherwise it'll skate across the record. Right, like if someone pushes. See, it's not going to lift. So that lever has to be replaced, but if I leave the auto return off, at least it won't attempt to pick up at the end of the record. It'll just stop. It'll just continue to rotate, and as long as it doesn't push the stop button, as long as he picks the tone arm up and moves it back to the stop position, it'll stop. But that piece is going to have to be ordered, 3D printed one or whatever, but it's going to have to be sourced. Otherwise the auto return on this isn't going to work, as that piece is cracked in 2 places, so I don't see any chance of trying to glue it into place. It's going to have to be replaced, and that's a fairly involved job, because the whole tone arm has to be taken apart to get at that. I don't know whether the guy that owns it wants to spend that kind of money on it, but I will leave it in his court and let him know what his options are. That's what goes wrong with these old beasts. You got plastic parts that break. Doesn't matter how good the unit was, you get plastic parts that break, you're going to have a problem down the road. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.